The fear of the dark is a very common sleep disturbance for children. So in this video, I'm going to talk you through a few quick ways you can help support your children through that so that everybody gets a great night's sleep. Welcome to Learning with Love. This channel is for you, dedicated, hands-on parents who want to be there to help your children and support them as they grow and develop. In this channel, we're going to offer you support and resources and advice and tips to help you do that for your kids. I really hope you love this video. If you do, give us a like, and I hope you will subscribe to our channel for more of our parenting tips and tricks. Fear of the dark is a very normal concern. Humans are very visual creatures, and when we can't see, we feel vulnerable, and that can produce a low level of anxiety that's very normal. Beyond that, our imaginations can get ahead of us, and it can be a fear of the unknown. We get scared of what we can't see. So for children, particularly when they're 2 and 3, their imaginations are starting to develop, and so that fear of the unknown may be exacerbated by the ideas that they come up with in their minds of what might be there in the dark. So fear of the dark can happen at any age, but you're often likely to start confronting it maybe a little bit at age 2 and 3. Hopefully, if you help your children effectively go through that and you make them feel heard and you make them feel secure in their room, then that should be a situation that should be easy to manage relatively quickly. The first thing you want to do with this fear, and really with any fear, is to validate and listen to their emotions. We don't want to minimize their emotions and say, oh, it's no big deal, don't worry about it. If they feel concerned, that's a real fear, that's a real emotion, and they will feel better when they feel heard. So we want to listen to them and then ask them what it is specifically that's maybe making them feel concerned. At this point, you want to be really careful not to put any words or ideas into their mouths. You don't want to create any new fears. So just let them verbalize themselves as best they can, maybe what it is that's concerning them, so that you can address it most specifically. Next, you don't want to treat the fear like it really is something to be fearful of, because there really isn't anything in their room that should be concerning. And second of all, the things that they're coming up with in their imaginations that might be causing them concern are not real either. So we don't want to play into those imaginations and treat them as if they're real. In other words, looking for monsters is not a great idea. It's better to instead help them differentiate between what is reality and what is imagination, because children at this point are often not very good at that when they're pretty young. So you want to help talk them through what is rational and real and concerning, and maybe what is not so rational and not so real, and maybe not something that should be a concern. You can help them distinguish between their imaginary world and the real world to help them feel more comfortable and safe in the real world. And that really is your job here. What you want to do is help them feel like their room is a secure and safe place to be at night. And there are a few practical ways to do this. Number 1, it is best if you are accessible at any time when they do feel concerned. So if they feel scared and they feel like they can get to you if they need you, they're going to feel more secure. So if they cry out in the night or if they go to your room, it's best, and I know it's hard at 3 a.m., but it's best if you can go comfort them and go with them and ideally bring them back to their room and make them feel secure in the space that they're falling asleep. So you want to bring them to their room and maybe lay with them or comfort them until they feel emotionally secure. If they feel happy and secure, then you're welcome to leave again, and then hopefully they can fall asleep in their own room. Managing the light in the room is very helpful for navigating fear of the dark. And the best thing in my recommendation is a small nightlight of some kind. You want like a 7-watt light or a very low wattage light bulb in the room. You don't want a strong light bulb that's near their face, like a reading light, and you don't want the overhead light in the room. And the reason you don't want to do that is because strong lights will disrupt their sleep cycles. But a small light will help them feel like they can still see around the room, and it will make them safer and more comfortable if they need to get up, use the restroom, or come see you. But they're not going to disturb their sleep cycles. It can be tempting to do this, but another strategy you don't want to use is to turn off the light after they fall asleep. And the reason is because children may wake up lightly in the middle of the night. And if they are not seeing the same environment that they fell asleep in, it can make them feel anxious and it will make them unable to fall asleep. They're going to want that overhead light back on again in the middle of the night. So you want them always to fall asleep in the environment that's going to be consistent throughout the night, and that's going to lead them to be most able to feel calm and secure so that they can go back to bed at any time in the middle of the night. Lastly, you want to make sure that they can reach the light switches, or they can see in the hallways if they need to come get you or go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. Those are also things that are going to make them feel secure about their environment. So that's it. The name of the game with this is pretty much to always make them feel like they're emotionally validated, like they can get help if they need it, but that they don't actually need it. So they hopefully then feel secure and calm and happy in their own bedroom, and then are able to sleep all night long because they feel secure and safe. I hope this was very helpful to you. If it was, please give us a like. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you in our very next video.